discussing the impending water crisis in the city of Bengaluru, the bearing it will have on the elections, and more importantly, the plight of one society that is desperately crying for help now and saying that they'll boycott elections because they don't have any other way out. They don't have a BWSSB pipeline leading into their homes. They're not getting water out of their borewells. Water tankers are fleecing them and sometimes not even arriving. Srinivas, we've been listening to two, political voices and opinions. We've seen the blame game. You've, of course, been in touch with multiple citizen groups over the years, and you, of course, also are probably aware of the impending crisis. When you have a situation like this in the society, how can it be addressed by the politicians instead of just pinning the blame on each other?
Yeah, thanks, Deepak. You said it right. This is not an overnight problem, right? As of today, today is the day number 140 of no rain in Bangalore. It has never happened before. 140 days of having no rain, right? So we are facing extraordinary situation this year, and people are facing the heat. Bangalore always had water problem. Even last year there was a water problem. Previous year also there was water problem. But generally that problem is only felt by the urban poor and those living in the slums. And therefore, it never made it to the mainstream media and television news and all of that stuff. But Bangalore always had a bit of a water problem because we don't have a natural source of water. This year, the problem is exacerbated because of the drought conditions in the state and no rain. And this particular layout seems to be taking a very unique approach. I appreciate what they're doing because in our democracy, the connection between the people and the parties and the government is being reducing, and it's a very transactional and election time only kind of thing. So they are very cleverly, if I may say so, sadly, unfortunately, perhaps in great frustration, taken this step of no water, no vote. And therefore, they're going to get a lot of attention and probably going to be some tanker show up after your show has aired and all that. So that's what is going to happen. But in a bigger picture, though, the issue is not Kaveri water, as someone was mentioning earlier here. Even if the Kaveri water was coming in, this particular layout doesn't seem to have the infrastructure or the pipeline. In fact, 50% of the Bengaluru doesn't get Kaveri water. Only half of Bengaluru gets water from Kaveri. Whatever water is allocated to Bengaluru from Kaveri continues to come. There is no problem with that. That's what the official statistics say and the government say. And whoever, those of us, including me, that have a Kaveri connection, we have no difference, right? The government has started some measures to reduce consumption, but Kaveri water supply continues. Where does the rest of the 50% come? That's where this lakefront apartments or the community is facing a challenge because they were dependent on groundwater. They were dependent on borewells and water tankers, and both of which have become very difficult now. So this is a big call out to the city administrators. But I would say one other thing, Deepak. This is the issue of the city, and the election that is going to happen in 2 weeks from now is the election for the national parliament, Lok Sabha. So if we don't even have a BBMP in the city government did not have elections in 3 years, almost 3.5 years now. This kind of topic should be a raging topic in the city corporation elections, and not just these residents, but so many others should put that kind of conditions on the parties to give their vote on the basis of basic civic amenities like water and footpaths and infrastructure like that. Unfortunately, the coincidence of Lok Sabha elections and the water crisis seem to be coming together. So the citizens group is using. As a citizen civic activist, I always welcome citizens coming forward and airing their views publicly like this. And it is going to bring some change. The long-term solutions are different and they are not political. In my view, whether it is Congress or BJP, neither of them were able to address the growth issue.
Now, Mr. Srinivas, the thing is, in this situation, when we spoke to a couple of, politicians from both the Congress and the BJP, they had to say that, well, don't boycott the elections. That's not the solution. But this is them deciding something so dramatic, so drastic, because they don't have a choice. And like you mentioned, we have Mr. Madhu who mentioned about the Kaveri water. They don't have a pipeline that could bring Kaveri water, Mr. Rao. On the other hand, you're saying that, well, you initiated a lot of BWSSB projects, but the Congress is unable to do it. The Congress, on the other hand, is once again saying that they are trying everything that they can. But why are these issues not being fixed, Mr. Rao? And what is the assurance that you give the people of this layout? Even as an opposition party, will you take this matter up so that they get a connection as soon as possible? Because that is going to be priority. The political will needs to be there.
Deepak, I would remind you of only one thing. That Mr. Siddaramaiah in his budget assured that the Kaveri fifth stage will reach the 12 lakh residents with around 775 million liters of water. I hope, I wish, I pray that this government would continue the implementation of the project and give the water to the residents of the city. Because this is the promise which has been made in the budget, by the way. So therefore, I only urge the government, and also as an opposition party, we tell the government, please accede to our request when we ask something. Because you say that the question is, many MLAs, Deepak, you would be knowing that they were telling that we do not have the funds to even lay any pipeline, forget about any development projects. Now, this is the state of affairs we are in. So therefore, as an opposition party, as a concerned citizen of this city, I only urge this government, kindly take this issue seriously and please implement the Kaveri fifth stage or within May or whenever you want to implement it. Kindly provide water. And please listen to us. Don't leave water to Tamil Nadu for the reason that they're your friends. Please take care of Karnataka. Please, Siddaramaiah is the Chief Minister of Karnataka. I urge Mr. D.K. Shivkumar, Mr. Siddaramaiah that please take into interest of Karnataka and do the things.